This is Lab 3, Understanding Waves and Energy. We're going to begin with the hypothesis. The statement says, if I shake the rope with more effort, and we're thinking about a rope like this that's secured at one end. If I shake the rope with more effort, then the amplitude of the waves will A, increase or decrease because. So circle either A for increase or B for decrease, and then explain why you are thinking your choice makes sense there. All right, part 1, creating and measuring waves. Materials needed. Long piece of rope, we've got that. A ruler and a small weight. Instructions, step 1, create waves. So we've stretched the rope on a flat surface already. Shake one end of the rope gently from side to side to create waves. We're not going to go up and down because we need to measure the waves. So if we do it side to side, they'll kind of freeze in place when we stop shaking, and we'll be able to measure them. Observe the height of the waves. Okay, so when we're doing this, we generate a wave, and when we're thinking of the height of the wave, we're looking at the distance from the resting point to the highest part, or the resting point to the lowest part if the wave was constructed the opposite direction. Step 2, measure the amplitude. Place a ruler vertically near the center of the rope. So I'm going to try to place the ruler as close to that resting point as I can. And then I'm using the metric side to measure the height of that wave. And so the height of that wave, where the ruler intersects the top portion of that rope, is 29 centimeters. And so that's 29 centimeters. And I would say I did that. I know on your chart there it says low first, then medium, then high. That was probably a higher effort. I shook that with quite a bit of energy. So at the bottom there, I would put 29 centimeters. And then I'm going to repeat it using medium effort and then low effort as well. So I would say that would be medium effort. Again, I want to place the bottom of the ruler close to that resting point and then measure. That time I have 21 centimeters. And now I'll do it for low effort. Again, we're going from bottom to top because I did high effort first on accident. So here is a low effort. And I'm putting the ruler at the resting position, and this time I get 11 centimeters. And I'm putting all of my measurements to the nearest whole centimeter, unless the lab that you're working on asks for a different increment. Always use the nearest whole unit. Step 3, add energy. So I'm going to add a small weight to the middle of the rope. So I'm going to hook this on the middle of the rope and then add some tape so it doesn't fall off. I'll go high, medium, and low since that's the way I did it last time. All right. And this time, notice the wave is constructed so the distance from the resting point is toward the bottom rather than the top, so it still works. I'm measuring from the resting point to the lowest part, and we call this the trough instead of the crest. And I get 39 centimeters this time. Okay, so here's medium effort. Measure that. Okay, 23 centimeters. And then this one, I'll do low effort. And I've got 16 centimeters. All right, so part 2, third page actually, part 2, analyzing results. How did the amplitude change when you increased the shaking effort? So in complete sentences, look back at the data from when you made your waves and think about that. How did the amplitude change when you increased the shaking effort? And remember, I started with high effort and then I decreased. So we're going to kind of look at our chart with low effort. How is the amplitude compared to high effort, and how did having more shaking, an increased shaking effort, contribute to the change in amplitude there? And then take your time, write a complete sentence to explain that. Pause the video if you need more time. Number 2, what happened to the amplitude when a weight was added? So you can compare the data from your test results when you didn't have a weight in the middle to the test results when we did have a weight in the middle. Again, write in a complete sentence. And then number 3, how do you think that amplitude relates to energy? Use evidence from your data. Write a complete sentence to answer that. Okay, we're on part 3. Now we're going to reflect on our hypothesis. So look back at your hypothesis. Was your hypothesis correct? Yes or no? And then explain why your hypothesis was correct or incorrect based on the data you collected. So my hypothesis was correct because, or my hypothesis was incorrect because. And when you're done, submit your lab sheet.